I don't even know what to say right now. I get ready for the most awkward video I've ever filmed. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Ooh, I don't know why I did this to myself. I planned this video a little while ago and then I realized I had to follow through, and here we are. Confession time. I mean, it's not really a confession. You can like probably tell what the confession is going to be based on the title of the video. Despite my outward appearance, I have never read smut. I've never even read romance. Genuinely, I cannot think of a single one. I've not read contemporary romance. I've not read romantasy, which is the combination of romance and fantasy. I've not read anything that has romance or smut or spice as a main part of the story. Yeah, in my regular fantasy, sci-fi, and horror, there's, you know, they hold hands sometimes, and that's cute, I guess. It's just not something that's appealed to me. I don't know why. I'm so uncomfortable. How do y'all do this? How do you guys read porn and then talk about it? Like, my mom watches my videos. I'm a very sex positive person. I do talk about sex a lot in my daily life, and I have no general issue talking about sex, so that's not the issue for me. I don't know what my issue is with smut and romance as genres and why they don't appeal to me. I was talking to some of my bookstore friends, my coworkers, and just generally people that read romance, and they were like, you haven't read any romance before? What's wrong with you? And it occurred to me, you know, there's no reason that I don't like romance. It's just not my go-to. I like gory, bloody violence and battles and science and things like that. And you can have both in a book, but generally, from my knowledge, books that emphasize romance don't have those other things as much. Am I making any sense? No. Now, don't take my lack of having read any romance as me saying that it is an inferior genre or anything like that. No, all genres are valid, all books are valid, all mediums are valid. If you read or listen to a book, good job. What I'm trying to say is that it just isn't the first thing I go to, and as you can see, this is a tiny amount of the books I own, and I've read maybe 1/8 of them. So my TBR is not filled with romance because I have other things I want to read first. The closest I've gotten to reading romantasy is I read most of Dance of Thieves. Yes, I read most of Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson and then kind of bailed out of it because it's also YA, so it just didn't even have the spice. Like, YA romance sucks because it's all leading up to like them kissing, the end. If you're gonna write romance, go all the way. I've had people recommend things like ACOTAR, and my brain broke. I can't even think of a single other like romantasy thing. Ledge by Stacey McEwen, that's been recommended to me. I've had romance and pseudo smutty books recommended to me multiple times, but when I decided I was going to read romance, I decided to just go for it with the worst choice. Not that the book is bad, it's just like the most aggressive choice I probably could have made. If you watched my Chicago book haul video, which I'll link right here, this book was in it. I bought it in Chicago because it was part of a 2-for-1, or no, it was part of a buy one get one free situation in Chicago, so I bought it and I brought it back to Canada with me. I didn't know if I was going to read it, but people talk about it, so I got it. Also, it's a special edition. I don't know what about it, this is a special edition. Anyways, the book that I decided to read as my first ever foray into romance was Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. Before I jump into my thoughts about Ice Planet Barbarians, why don't you like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you know when I upload new videos. I upload 4 times a week. Where to begin with Ice Planet Barbarians? Let me just start off by saying, blanket statement, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time reading this. Don't think too much into that. I know what you're thinking I mean by a good time, but I'm saying I enjoyed the story. Okay. I need to like take a breath and be serious. Yeah, every single page is porn. That's just how it is. The basic premise of Ice Planet Barbarians is a group of human women from Earth are abducted by aliens. No, not this guy. Different, regular, like what you imagine aliens. Think of like You know that SNL sketch with Kate McKinnon where they've all been abducted by aliens and she's had a very different experience than everyone else? Yeah, think of that for the original abduction scenario. But then those aliens have ship trouble because, of course, and they dump all the ladies on Ice Planet where different aliens who are luckily much hotter. Can you imagine if the aliens were swapped? The much hotter alien, Vectel, finds Georgie and rescues her, but like immediately also molests her a lot. People are gonna be mad at me for saying that. I'm like, I don't want to say that it's not consensual, but like, yeah, it's not consensual at the start, y'all. I know it's a genre of smut. It's like fated mates or whatever. I don't know the language, I'm sorry. So I guess it's like a fated mates thing. He like smells her vagina and is like, this is my mate now. And she just has to go with it so she doesn't die. And then it's cute afterwards. So the plot, sorry, I got distracted. The plot is human women taken from Earth by one set of aliens. They have to ditch them on the Ice Planet where they're all found by other set of aliens. And it's a whole series, so individually, each of the women mates with a sexy alien with a vibrating penis. It's also very lucky that they're pretty anatomically similar races, I think, despite the fact that one of the biggest issues at the start is like, will his enormous penis fit inside her tiny, tiny vagina? But they solved that problem, don't worry. This edition of the book also includes the bonus epilogue that I mentioned, as well as a small novella at the back, Ice Planet Honeymoon, that actually comes after the second book in the series, chronologically. So if you don't want spoilers, don't read it until you've read Barbarian Alien. Yes? Okay, I need to start making some actual statements about this book, because this is like a kind of review. I don't really know what this video is, other than me panicking because I have to talk about sex. Number one, the writing. The writing was okay. I know that Ruby Dixon originally published this online. I think it was self-published originally, and then it went totally viral and everyone was reading it, and now it's published by Berkeley, and I bought it in Barnes & Noble. So the writing is fine. Obviously a lot of the page economy went to the spicy sexy stuff and not to story building, and that's fine. I thought the characters were really sweet. Georgie as a protagonist was fun. I liked her attitude and the way she was written. There's a dual perspective between Georgie and Bechtel. Bechtel's perspective was a little stranger because it was kind of just like big alien guy wanting to do sexy things with Georgie, and that was like most of his plot, which is also fine, but you know, I'm a world building type of gal. I want to know more about Ice Planet barbarians and less about how hard his got all the time. I know, that's why I shouldn't read this genre. There were some classic cute like language barrier scenes in this that were, you know, they're sweet and funny. I liked it. I'm not really the right person to judge the spiciness of the book. For me, it's like 5 chili peppers out of 5, if that's the scale. But I think that that's true. I think that as far as spice goes, this is like quite spicy. Yeah, pretty much every page had something to do with sex on it, so. And it was quite vivid. Very detailed. Absolutely zero fade to black or off-screen stuff going on. This was the real deal. My biggest takeaway from reading Ice Planet Barbarians is I have a newfound respect for people that read romance and smut, because holy crap, this was a journey. I don't know what I would do with myself if this was all I read. Like, how do you get through the day? Horny as frick. Like, how do you read this and then go to your job? People that read smut regularly, y'all are strong, and I'm impressed by you. Will I be continuing this series? No. Because, like I said, I have a lot of stuff to read that's been on my TBR for longer and that appeals more to me and my preferences. Will I ever read smut in general again? Yes. In fact, I am currently reading a book that was recommended to me by Romance She Read, which I'm not going to talk about yet, but for an upcoming video, I'm reading a spicy vampire book. That's going well. Okay, this was a very incoherent video of me just rambling, I think, about my pain, my uncomfortableness with this genre, but I'm coming around to it. Coming around. Okay, before I go, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell icon so you know when I upload new videos. I upload 4 times a week. I love you guys. Goodbye. It's Ice Planet Barbarians. Was that cool? Did that look cool? No? I love sex. That's not what I meant to say. I meant in books. Whatever, never mind.